What's up everybody? Welcome back to Worldwide Shenanigans. Today I'm going to give you guys my experience and my top 5 best tips on the TSA Precheck program. My first tip is to decide which trusted traveler program is right for you. There's a lot more than just TSA Precheck. There's Global Entry, Nexus, a whole bunch of others with different criteria and benefits. For me, I was deciding between TSA Precheck and Global Entry. The difference is while TSA Precheck lets you skip the long security lines and have an easier airport process at domestic airports within the US, Global Entry applies to airports and ports of call for boats and railways for trains globally. And for cost, they're really similar. For 5 years, TSA Precheck is $85, and for 5 years, Global Entry is $100, so pretty comparable. And as you guys know, this channel is Worldwide Shenanigans, so I did really want to get Global Entry. However, there is a huge processing time difference, and that leads me into my second tip. So my second tip is apply ahead of time. Unfortunately, I started looking into the Trusted Traveler programs just a couple weeks before I had upcoming flights. Because of the pandemic, I've had a lot of postponed weddings or other events coming up now in 2021. And because of all these flights, I really wanted to have the easier airport process soon. But Global Entry takes up to 90 days to process your application and get approved. And I just don't have that kind of time. Versus TSA Precheck's processing time is between 3 to 5 days. So I ended up going with TSA Precheck because I really wanted to have it for these upcoming flights. But if you decide to do Global Entry, definitely apply ahead of time, have those months in advance so you're ready for your trip, and then comment below and tell me what was your experience like and how's getting Global Entry. Alright, now speaking of the online application, my third tip is less of a tip and more, I'm just going to walk through that online application with you. Overall, it is a pretty straightforward application and it doesn't take very long, maybe just 10 minutes, but let me just show you what it looks like. Once you get to this application site, you scroll down and enter really basic information, such as your name, your gender, date of birth, and then some of your contact information, such as your email. From there, you press Next at the bottom right of the screen, and you're taken to the second page. The second page also has really basic information, your country of birth, city of birth, and your country of citizenship. Next, you're taken to the third page where you just answer yes or no to a couple application questions. The next page has information about your physical appearance, your height, weight, hair color, and eye color. After that, the next page has your address information, and you can add a different address for your mailing address and your residence address. Now you're on step 2, and on this page of step 2 is questions about your eligibility. A lot of it has to do with past criminal history, so you'll answer yes or no. And now you're on step 3, so almost finished. And on this step, you just choose which documents you're going to bring to your in-person appointment. I recommend that if you have a passport, bring a passport. The passport meets all of the criteria, and so you'll just have to bring that one document. And then finally, once you've chosen which documents you're going to bring to your in-person appointment, you'll use this page to search your zip code or where you want to enroll for your in-person appointment. I also want to mention that you don't need to create an appointment. You can also walk in. Okay, after the online application, it's now time for your in-person interview. My fourth tip is to call your enrollment center. On the day of your in-person interview, call the enrollment center even if you have an appointment. I learned this the hard way because I showed up to my enrollment center and they were down. The technology was down. And I've been calling the enrollment centers and it turns out this is a really common issue. Oftentimes the technology that they have to use is malfunctioning and so you can't have your appointment that day. So before you go, call your enrollment center. And here's some footage of me going to my appointment and finally having my in-person interview. As the next step in my TSA Precheck process, I now have the in-person appointment, so Ben is driving me.
What's up, everybody?
So I looked up different enrollment centers online and there were a good amount in Los Angeles. So I just selected the enrollment center closest to me, which is about a 10-minute drive away. And for your in-person appointment, you could choose to make an appointment with a certain date and time, or you can do a walk-in. And the downside to a walk-in is when you're there, you'll have to wait. Anyone with an appointment will be prioritized before you. So just because of scheduling, I am doing a walk-in, so I'll see what the wait is like and how long it all really takes. I hope not too long. All right, we've just made it to Staples. Now I'll go in, got my mask, got my passport. Hope I'm dressed well enough. So I finished my pre-check appointment and I didn't actually have an appointment, but I was still seen so quickly. There was one person in line in front of me and after me about 2 people, but I was just taken in order and it was ultimately really fast, about 10 minutes in and out. However, guys, they said that processing time is 45 days. So this was super unfortunate because, as I said earlier, what I really wanted was the global entry, but global entry processing time says up to 90 days. And all I do is just wait to get my email approval or status update. So thankfully, I did not have to wait 45 days. I was approved and got my known traveler number even quicker than the 3 to 5 day estimate. I received my email 2 days later. So thankfully I did not have to wait that long and now I have my pre-check known traveler number. And my last tip, number 5, for your in-person interview, don't stress the interview. The interview is really straightforward. They don't ask many questions. It's mostly just gathering your security information, like taking your fingerprints, taking photos, scanning your passport, and you're honestly in and out in 10 minutes. So don't worry about it. And as you guys saw, I didn't even dress up. Like for an interview, I just wore casual clothes, so it's very casual. Alright guys, thank you so much for watching. I hope these 5 tips and those walkthroughs help you applying for TSA Precheck. Let me know how it goes in the comments below, or if you have another trusted traveler program, let me know and we can compare what they're like. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to subscribe and we'll catch you next time on Worldwide Shenanigans.